it's Reija, and welcome to another episode of Yay or Nay. Today, we'll be talking about Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, the first book in the Raven Cycle series. I pretty much wanted to read this book because I saw the covers for the series and I thought that these were aesthetically very pleasing and very intriguing. They piqued my interest right away. First up, there's a huge plus for the cover designs, like top notch. This story takes place in a small town of Henrietta, where the main character, Blue, lives with her mother and an assortment of aunts and cousins and her mother's friends, who are all psychics. She herself is not a psychic, but a sort of amplifier. She amplifies their psychic powers. Ever since she was a child, it's been prophesied or predicted that if she kisses her one true love, she will kill him or her. During the course of this book, Blue comes into contact with 4 boys from this prestigious private school that's in her town, and she goes on an adventure with them. They're trying to find the grave of a Welsh king because it has been rumored or the stories tell that whoever finds the grave of this king gets their wish granted. And I really liked this book. I liked the characters. The characters felt very genuine, and I especially liked the relationship between Blue and her mother. It kind of reminded me of Lorelai Gilmore and Rory Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls. Kind of like there's a definite mother-daughter bond there, but they're also very close and kind of like friends. All the other characters are really fascinating as well. There is Gansey, who is this spoiled rich kid who is very unaware of how much his status and his money helps him with things, and he doesn't always understand that the things that he can buy with money are not always open to other people who are less wealthy than him. But he tries. The poor boy, he tries so hard to be a good person, and I like him for that. Then there is Adam, who is going to this private school on a stipend, and he has an abusive relationship with his father, who regularly beats him. Then we have Ronan, who is struggling with grief because his father was killed and he was the person who found him. Lastly, we have Noah, who is very quiet and unsocial and kind of invisible. All the characters in this book, the main 5, are in one way or another, they are broken. And they are dealing with the fact that they are in many ways suffering. I found the characters really fascinating and I loved every single one of them. And I loved this book. This book is very well paced. The story flows very well. The only gripe that I have with this book is actually in the end, when it feels like the author is running out of time. Like she needs to get this wrapped up. She kind of just rushes through the ending. The first 2/3 of this book are a very slow burn and you get really focused on the characters and the search is kind of secondary. But then you get to the last third of the book and everything just kind of goes from there. The story just explodes into action. And that was a very jarring transition for me, especially when I know that this is a series, this is not the only book in the series, so I kind of thought that it wasn't necessary to rush this. She could have found ways to deal with this issue, kind of like, for example, seeding, foreshadowing for the ending earlier in the book. But yeah, I really love this book, and I'm considering actually buying it. If the rest of the series is as good, I will buy them all. So this is a definite yay for me. This has been an episode of Yay or Nay for the Raven Boys. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!